First up, Memphis and Troy. This is a tempo and explosives matchup, plain and simple. Memphis loves to manufacture chunk plays off the quick game and RPO. When they get you in space, it's like trying to tackle a squirrel in your living room. You're going to miss and it's going to break something. Troy's back end has already shown cracks when forced into space, and that plays right into Memphis' hands. If the Tigers win early downs, they'll keep Troy in nickel all day and just wear them out. Now, Troy's path, ball control. Pound the inside zone, try to string those 7-8 minute drives, but if they fall behind, they're forced into Memphis's pace, and suddenly that protection starts looking like a wet paper bag against longer developing routes. Special teams even tilt Memphis's way. Hidden yards, short fields, the stuff that doesn't show up on the scoreboard until you're screaming at your ticket. That's why I'm laying the touchdown. Memphis has the success rate advantage, and that should shine in the second half. Sure, if Troy starts chewing clock like they're auditioning for a military academy, our cover gets sweaty, but baseline projection still favors points and Tigers pulling away late. Pick Memphis 6.5, lean over 51.5. Projection Memphis 31, Troy 24. Let's talk Auburn. Y'all, spread sitting at 25.5, and yeah, that looks fat. But here's why I'm on it. This is SEC trenches versus a Sun Belt rotation. Auburn's defensive line should choke South Alabama's early downs, force them into must-throw situations, and that's where it gets ugly. Negative plays, short fields, turnovers. Offensively, Auburn can go balanced. Wide zone runs and shot plays off play action. And South Alabama's linebackers, they fit about as well as a rental tux. When Auburn bumps the tempo, that second level just can't keep up. Now, I get it. The number's big. But Auburn's depth means even the twos have a production edge. So even if the starters hit the bench, the backdoor cover risk is a lot smaller. If the Tigers decide to pull let's just hand it off and bleed clock strategy, that's where the under sneaks in. But if they keep the pedal down, 40 plus is realistic. Pick Auburn 25.5, lean over 53.5. If Auburn stays aggressive, projection Auburn 42, South Alabama 13, UConn versus Delaware. Now, I know this one doesn't jump off the page like Georgia, Tennessee, but value's value. UConn comes in with a clear size and speed gap. Even on the road, their defense is good enough to cap Delaware's explosives, rally to the short game, and force the Blue Hens to play dink and dunk all afternoon. If Delaware is averaging 4 yards or less on first down, they're punting more than they're posing threats. On offense, UConn doesn't need fireworks. Just protect the football, run inside, maybe hit a seam shot when Delaware cheats up. Meanwhile, Delaware's best chance, field position, and turnover luck. They'll be scrappy. It's their brand. But that scrappiness only carries so far when the other guy's bigger and faster. I like the Huskies to cover under 2 touchdowns, but don't expect fireworks. Drives are long, possessions are limited, and I lean under. Pick UConn 10.5, lean under 51.5. Projection UConn 28, Delaware 17. The backyard brawl. This game's about as subtle as 2 drunks arguing over the jukebox. You know it's going to be physical. You know there's going to be swings, and you just hope your ticket isn't the one taking the punches. WVU is at home, and their run game is the separator. If the Mountaineers own the A and B gaps early, they'll live in second and short, grind clock, and keep Pitt's defense stuck on the field. That's how you drain the fight out of a team. Pitt's defense is legit, but their offense, inconsistent. They get behind the sticks, and suddenly you're watching 3 and outs like reruns. If they can't hit explosives off play action, the over is toast. I'd rather eat the 4.5 and trust WVU to pound the rock than play the money line and sweat late. Pick West Virginia 4.5, lean under 58.5. Projection WVU 27, Pitt 20. And here's the headliner: Georgia versus Tennessee. The updated line is Georgia 4.5, and honestly, that feels like a gift. This is trenches versus tempo. Tennessee's plan is clear: go fast, stress matchups, and hope to hit a few explosives. But Georgia's defense is built to squeeze those windows. You want to play fast against a team that doesn't miss tackles? That's like trying to run a marathon in flip-flops. You're not finishing strong. If the Dogs force Tennessee into methodical drives, red zone efficiency becomes the whole story. And historically, Georgia finishes better. On offense, Georgia can run, they can punish with play action, and Tennessee's aggressive safeties are prime targets. The beauty here is the price. We're getting Georgia at less than a touchdown with the deeper team and the one that's built to own the fourth quarter. Now, sure, Tennessee could land early explosives and ride Nayland's energy into an upset script. But baseline expectation, Georgia strangles this game by the fourth. Pick Georgia 4.5, lean over 49.5, only if Vols hit explosives. Projection, Georgia 31, Tennessee 21. So let's recap. Memphis 6.5, Auburn 25.5, UConn 10.5, West Virginia 4.5, and Georgia 4.5. Sprinkling totals leans over in Memphis, under in UConn and WVU, and the Tennessee over only if the Vols start hitting haymakers. That's your Saturday lineup. 5 edges, 5 chances to cash, and maybe a few moments where we laugh at bad tackling or questionable coaching decisions. Drop your power play in the comments, hit that subscribe, and let's ride into Saturday together, OkBet Sports Picks style.